My name is Norihiko Masuda, and I have a Kyoshi 7 dan Okinawa Goju-ryu. I'm a member of the Okinawa Goju-ryu Karate-do Kyokai, OGKK, and my master, my sensei, Eiichi Miyazato and Iha Koshin. Also, I believe I am the youngest one of the second generation of the Goju-ryu, which is first generation, whereas like Miyazato Sensei or Iha Sensei, who was a direct student of the Joju Miyagi Sensei. Then I am the younger one generation of the second generation from the Miyazato Sensei or Iha Sensei student. Luckily, I speak some English, and I've been travel or I've been work overseas. Luckily that I got the position like being coordinator or chauffeur, like a translator or conductor, or sometimes assistant, and I have quite many chance to visit many dojo or like Iha Sensei or Miyazaki Sensei's relative, not only Goju-ryu but also Shorin-ryu, Uechi-ryu or other style. And also Miyazato Sensei was advisor of JKF or Iha Sensei also was advisor, technical advisor of those association or federation. I have a chance to visit like mainland Japan. And my first sensei of the Okinawa karate is Zenyu Uechi from Ishigaki Island. At that time, I was early 20 years old, and I moved to Ishigaki Island. Then I visited his dojo, and of course he was not friendly man. He was okay, but not talking man. But I was very shocked that he's pointer, then, he just pointed the 60 piece of newspaper and I was holding like this, then, bam, wow, kind of shocked because karate, I didn't have a chance to meet the sensei or the karateka who can perform or who been training for so many years, then result. I didn't see the result. I've seen many karateka was doing the kata or breaking the wood or those things I've seen, but it's kind of like technical skills or So Uechi Sensei he doesn't do much kata, but he only teach me seiyunchin. Then I like seiyunchin is one of the kata that I like most, and he teach me movement, stance, breathing, and of course the balance. On the same time, like chishi, or sashi, or makiwara, those training to be able to be ready to receive the Goju-ryu. It's kind of like founder part of the training that I've been got from Uechi Sensei, and he's my kind of like my passion, and he gave me what the karate is. I think I like seiyunchin most, and why seiyunchin is one of the kata we don't have keri, kicking, no kicking. So then shikodachi, we have go like this. So it means it's one of the good kata to establish your shikodachi and also the foundation. Of course, I like Uechi Sensei most, and he's the one who teach me Seiyonjin. That's why I like the, my karate equals Seiyonjin, something like this. So I like most, and I spend too much time. But also, when I do Seiyonjin, I always remember like feedback, Weichi Sensei's time, and also foundation time, Kihon, and also breathing. So I always do Seiyonjin. Or I even choose the Seiyonjin as for competition kata. And then Seiyonjin is not good for taking the point, but Seiyonjin is, I think, one of the very difficult kata to me. And then Seiyonjin is mostly for round way of the moving, straight, 4 dimension. Then, so those kata that you can also do, and then yumiuke, those technique also very interesting. That's Seiyonjin I like the most. When I moved to Naha, then I had a great time, like 6 days a week. I go to the dojo, then my work was like 5 minutes walk from the dojo, and I would be able to save my shower time, because I wake up in the morning, I go to the dojo, then after I go to the training, then I go to the work, and I come back like 5 o'clock at the dojo, and then I have another training, and then I have shower time again. So I save 2 times shower. I didn't even pay for my rent. But I have very good chance to talk to Sensei, and I like that time, because I prefer, of course, I training hard, but on the same time, I like to feel more atmosphere that the Sensei are watching at me. And especially, I've been stay with Iha Sensei for a long time, and I visit his garden dojo or his home, and not only training, but also I have like a conversation, or he always give me some advice. And then his business, I mean, he worked at one of the biggest company in Okinawa, and he's more like accountant, or like more for, he's good on the mathematics. And when I read his diary, and his way of handwriting is very, something like you're typing, and wow, that's his personality is there. And luckily I have a photocopy of his diary, or his, writing some history about. Then I'm always open and chat. But his personality is not only karate and his family, his background. Then I like Iha Sensei, because Miyata Sensei was quite macho, big, and powerful Sensei, and Iha Sensei is shorter. The type of the body size is very small, and he need to study more about technique, I think, and also how to use your body most. That's why I believe Iha Sensei's technique is very compact, and then he has more knowledge about also the history too, and I like Sensei most. And I have his diary and his booklet. So one day I'd like to translate it in English. Maybe I'd like to share it to my relative in the future. I think I have more information about the Iha Sensei than Miyazato Sensei. Miyazato Sensei is more like I think my image of Miyazato Sensei is God. When I visit Jundokan, and he always asks me to wash the car. It's like best kid, wow, that's kind of best kid way, washing the car. He thinking about if I'm ready to receive his karate or not. So then when I go to the dojo, and then he said, oh, wash the car. Now we go toilet, clean the toilet. And then I think he was checking my appearance, or my heart or way of thinking, but I want to train him, but he never, not never, but he don't teach me much. He talk much. But when I do training, then when I reach the target, nearly reach the target, then he give me the advice, something like that. So I think many of my senior student words has been designed because of his appearance was like this, not like friendly much. But I think he was really, how I can say, kindly, and he always think about my lifestyle, or not only karate, also how is your family, or how is your job, or something like that. It's like my grandfather to me. Luckily that I have so many senpai was in the Jundokan, who was high rank of the student of Miyazato Sensei and Iha Sensei, and then also OGKK has different dojo. Then Minei Sensei is good at on this, Nakasona Sensei is good at on that, Teruya Sensei is good on that, Kikugawa Sensei is good at on that. And that time was Taira Masaji Sensei was there, and Gima Sensei was there, and Kinjo Sensei was there, Yasuda Sensei was there, Omine Sensei was there, then Tokumine Sensei was there, and then blah, blah. So I have so many sensei, then I go to the dojo in the morning, and that sensei is there, and then 4 o'clock, Yasuda Sensei there, Ominie Sensei was there, and 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, Kikugawa Sensei there, and then 8 o'clock at night, Taira Sensei came, or Gima Sensei came, or something like this. And then, for me, I love to stay in that, because I feel like I have my brother, I have my older brothers, so many older brothers there, and then everybody was very kind, and then, this is my karate. When I was at Jundokan, and I go to early afternoon, and Yasuda Sensei was there, and his business was real estate, and then he speak very good in English, and he has business with US space, and also he does yoga, and he does Japanese saber art, Nihonto. That's why when I visit his home, his office, he always talk me about karate with yoga, karate with business, or karate with something. So he say, Masuda-san, not only karate is no good. Karate baka, I can say, it's not karate, not like this. Karate is basic. If you are a good karate man, you can use this karate method for business, or karate method for that. Karate method is that. Because he also started karate for quite later, when he get older, adult time. That's why he has more, how I can say, good education level to be receive karate. He has more understand level, and he does yoga. That's why he know how to breathe. Then he said, this is more like yoga type and something like this. Then for me, Yasuda Sensei is something like he's one of the mentor that he can explain about how to talk to the foreign people, or how to talk to the businessman, or how to see karate way of reading or yoga way of reading. It's kind of like comparison that he always give me something new. And then that time as I was single, then I was not rich man. I'm still not rich man, but he always invite me for dinner or lunchtime. Then my enjoyable time at always communication was a very enjoy, and then he always give me some idea and advice. That was my Yasuda Sensei's memory. About Kikugawa Sensei, for Jundokan lineage that you have Uechi Zenyu Sensei, and Arakaki Ryose Sensei, and Kikugawa Sensei. When the Kikugawa Sensei was high school student, Uechi Sensei and Arakaki Sensei was carpenter, and they're always together. And they built a new Jundokan house there with 3 of them. That they always been together. That I have heard from which sensei. That's why I visited Arakaki Sensei's dojo, and I always go to the Kikugawa Sensei. Kikugawa Sensei was a policeman. Then I like his karate style. Even now, when I search the internet and I found his seipai kata from the 80s, and now almost the same. Some of the karateka is changing, but his shape of the karate, the style and also way of the doing it's nearly the same. That means he's doing every day the same thing. When I visit his dojo or his house, he always do the same thing. It's like Ichiro from the baseball. His routine work is the same. Kikugawa Sensei's routine work the same from the Jundokan time, and now it's the same. But still, he's very powerful sensei, and I like Sensei most. And he gave me so many ideas, but we don't talk much. But his personality also very kind and very unique. After when he get grandchildren, he become very unique and very relaxed. But before, when I was at the Jundokan, he was very, very special force section that he was there, and he came to at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. He came to the Jundokan. I was kind of scared because he doesn't want to talk to the people or something like this. So, but now. He's more like open to everyone, and his personality was there. I think because of policeman, he just overlapped his personality, and he had to do straight like that. But his way of the training is very. I've learned so much from him. That stance, like fighting distance, technique, and his technique is not like wah, 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 something like that. His technique is like bang. Bang, something like this, because it's one shot. He has no time, no second shot, no third shot. Because of his crisis experience that has been made, his technique is mostly like short version, compact. That's why his technique is very simple. About Super Rinpei, 108, 108T that we write in kanji. But everybody say the Super Rinpei is the highest kata. But after Super Rinpei, there is Gekisai Daiichi and Daini for historically, and Chojun Miyagi Sensei. Jojo Sensei or Miyagi Sensei time, After that, they made Gekisai Daiichi and Gekisai Daini for everyone. I mean, for the school use most. But not only for students. I think after those kata, seipai or saifa, seipai, blah, blah, so on, until the Super Rinpei, of course, including the Sanchin and Tensho, then they make the new kata of the 1 and 2. Basic one, really basic for beginners level. That means Gekisai Daiichi Daini is everything. Means everything. It depends on yourself. You need to find out how to read this Gekisai Daiichi and Daini, not only for beginners level. Beginners level means this is the most important part you can find. And let's go back to Super Rinpei. You have 4 dimensions in the same one, like this after 3. Ichi, ni, san, and then you 4 dimension. If you divide into 4 parts, Super Rinpei, you have all the basic movement is there. You think you are difficult, but technique not so much different, but you always need longer time, need to keep the same concentration, and you do the 4 dimension. Super Rinpei is very good kata to keep concentration, 4 dimension, than very simple technique that you have there. But it's very difficult. Yes, I never had a good one. Still now, I think kata is very difficult, but very enjoyable time that I will spend. Yo. Hey. I started karate since when I was like age 7 years old. And that time I was naughty boy, so I always fighting with my friend, and so my father took me to the karate dojo, 5 minutes walk from my house, and then I got something like, wow, I got the very good praise that I can fight inside of the dojo, and the sensei give me the medal, wow, Masuda-kun, good, you're a good boy. But if I go to out of the dojo, then I do fighting, then policeman came or something like this. So this is no good. Then luckily I got the karate dojo there. Then I had like so much energy that where I should spend this energy for, something like this. Then I was not really good at on that time at school ages, because I just want to do perform or something like this. So, but when I how I can say, when I go back to as being athlete or attending tournament, it's like early 20 when I met Wechi Sensei. Then my senior student, like Jisho Yogi, I asked him, why you always attend a tournament? And he said, why not? Something like this. Okay, I can do that. And then that time was I always training at the dojo. Then I just wanted to find something that I like to, of course, to express myself, to show myself. But when I go to the dojo, of course, sensei or senpai was there. Then I do more kumite or kakie or those things. But also at the same time, I want to training more like how to control my stress or like focus. Then, of course, there's no street fighting. This is not good way. But when I just find out when I attend a tournament, then I do, especially for the kata, depend on myself, good or not. Then if the audience is more like high level, like world class, you have so many audience was there, and not only sensei or judges in front of you, then my nervous level is increasing like this. So this is something like, how to control myself, how to evaluate myself, how to be ready. Of course, I was not really good at on that time, but when I start to read the book, and of course the rule and regulation in Japanese first. Then when I start to look at the history of the tournament history or competition history, now JKF, they are taking the rule from the WKF. WKF is belong to kind of like Olympic game or something like this. So that means they make the rule, and then JKF change the rule, and then prefecture level Okinawa Karate Federation is follow this rule. So we are like 5 years, like 1-2 years old later than what the European has. So then I searched the internet at that time. Then I check the rule in French or in English. Then okay. So now I know rule. Then now I check the rule of the Japanese Karate Federation rule. Then, okay, now I'm ready. Then I just trying to find out how to win. So this is, I think, the different. It's not just only how to express yourself. It depends on the rule and situation or occasion. Then, because this is the tournament is, you have the referee, not the sensei. Not yourself. Okinawa Karate is yourself that who judge yourself. But on the same time, tournament is someone need to judge. So I need to show my kata. It's not to myself, to everyone. So then I just start to study, to be ready, little by little. Then I care about my gi, I care about my appearance, I care about how to say hello, no, how to say suparinpei or something like this, or in karate way. And then slowly, then at the end, when I think about not too much about the rule and regulation, just to focus on myself, to be in stance forward, then relaxation, breathing, then result will increase like this. Then at the end, I had 2 times World Karate, Okinawa World Karate Tournament, 2 times in the first places, and that was very good. But what is good is not the medallion. It's something like, Masuda-san, ganbatte. I feel like, wow, everybody cheered me, everybody, Then not only Goju-ryu sensei, but also other sensei say, Masuda, ganbare yo. Something like this. And I feel like I got more families. So I believe if you have any chance to attend a tournament, please do. Don't hesitate. And the result will, of course, not always good. And you have good and bad. But tournament is one of the chance to you can express yourself and like honki level. So this is good way. Iha sensei, he always give me the call before I go to the mainland Japan for the World JKF tournament or those things like this. And he never asked me to win. He always tell me, Masuda-san, show what you can do. Like introduce your karate to the world. This is his message to me. And I was very kind of like, okay, 頑張ります something like this, He always gave me. So Iha Sensei become like my father to me, like my grandfather, something like this. ありがとうございます。はい。サンチンガミ。I brought some サンチンガミ。ね。ね、サンチンガミ。So, I'd like to say, if you can make it by yourself, I would like to take your hand size here, fit, and how you grab. You can also use the finger act, but we go to more for oyayubi, ne, thumb, this part. We go more for like hook, ne, ko, hook, not finger. Kore, koko. Ne? This part is most important that we believe so. Ko. Ne? Then second, not only just up and down. You don't need to use this kind of equipment, but important is how to keep your body straight. Ne? So more for backward, not front, back, because I like you to back straight, go. Then also on the same time, ko, ne? Not like this, twist it and open your chest and up. Sometimes go up, down, forward, up, down. Of course you can go side, down. Of course you can go each knee, okay. But for my side, I would say slowly as possible. Means like kata today. Body movement, breathing at the same time. Goju-ryu, I think everyone when you talk about Goju-ryu, the symbol kata is sanchin. My sensei's time, before you practice kata, you need to spend at least 3 years of time only sanchin. And I like sanchin too. Now, not before. Before, sanchin is kind of like a bull, always like this. Something like this. I was not really good on that. And then, right now, when I wake up in the morning, then I go to my garden and just to pick the flowers and something like this, just enjoy. But on the same time, I just do some sanchin in the morning, or before I go to the bed, I do sanchin, or even during the work, I just relax. Then something like this. So Iha Sensei was, doing seiza, zai no tensho, like a sitting part, sanchin, sitting part, tensho, sitting style. So I think it's kind of like Zen, zazen. It's like, so if you know how to do sanchin, I think you can also do anytime, anywhere, because you don't need to have so much space. You still can sit and you can do sanchin on the same time. Then, to control your mind, also on the same time, you can also training inside, not only outside physical strength, but also inside. You can do. Then also mentally, also eye, you can also train at the same time. So for me, sanchin. Now I like sanchin most because I can train karate anywhere, even during the flight, inside airplane, I still can do sanchin, something like this. Some people think that, oh, this person is crazy, but I do because I can do relax. After sanchin or after tensho, I can have good sleeping. I like that. I also like seipai. Seipai because WK or JKF, they have the shiteigata, then you have a shiteigata. On the list is seipai. And then I spend time for practice seipai because I need to win. But also on the same time, I find that seipai is like, use more hiji, shito, those hiji work, wrist work, and also turning, hip work. That's, for Goju-ryu, you can do rotation work that you can find from seipai most. And Goju-ryu usually has sanchin most, but seipai start from the shikodachi, then neko ashidachi, circulation, rotation, twisting part that you can have more from the seipai. That's why this is also one of the interesting part that I like the most. Seisan, we write like Jusan-te, means the 13 technique, 13, 1, 3, 1, 3 technique. Seisan starts from sanchin. Then after we have short version. And Seisan is not so longer kata like Super Rinpei, very short one. But there is so much technique inside of this Seisan, and they have, those shikodachi and then sanchin dachi start from this, and after that. So it is very difficult because the short version of kata, then you need the basic part, and how I can say, Seisan is more of the you need to use gamaku, hip, because of the short distance fighting style, and Seisan is more closer fun. Then you need to go hiji and hip. You need to move that. But you need to do the poker face on the same time because you cannot show yourself. Then you go like this. More of like you need to have V10 or V12 engine, but you don't need to show you have big engine. Something like that. My image. So I always choose Seisan for competition because not longer time, but you have so much energetic kata that I can have from Seisan. I can talk about Fuji Mountain. It's World Heritage, and Fuji Mountain it's kind of like symbol of Japan. Everybody know Fuji-san. You have the Fuji Mountain and white color and blue color, and you have green color on the forest and something like this. Karate, I think the same. Karate become worldwide, and for me, Fuji-san and karate is the same level, like World Heritage class. And if you go to the Fuji-san, if you like to climb the mountain, if you don't have right equipment, or if you don't know how to climb the mountain, if you don't know, you will lose your life. But if you know how to wear a jacket, how to do the safety belt, and then how to climb the mountain, or something like that, then you're safer. And also you have guidance. You have guide, you have some partner, buddy, then you climb the mountain. So I hope I would be like one of your buddy to support you to climb the Fuji Mountain, or I can say Karate Mountain. Then even not only climb the mountain, but also just to visit Okinawa, what the Okinawa Karate is, still okay. Because Fuji-san for everyone means karate for everyone. Then, karate is for everyone, I can say, no matter age, sex, color of the skin, or nationality, or if you are, any kind of way of thinking. But this karate it's more like karate is language. We have already, So I like to share this community to everyone, and also not only my sensei like Iha sensei or Miyata sensei or Uechi sensei or Kikugawa sensei or those senseis experience, but one thing that I'm worried about, they're still okay, but what happened after 20 or 30 years later, even 10 years after, are they still okay? I'm just worried about. And my memory is just like this. So that's why I like to keep the record of what the sensei is there. And I like to keep this, their experience, information, and knowledge to young generation. I think this is a good time to talk to sensei and keep the record, and then take note to be able to keep it for next generation. And also my generation, we need to also not only training yourself, but also to talk to the people. Then what I like to do is, of course, I like my sensei, but my sensei has sensei, like Chojun sensei. Chojun sensei has different student. So if I can be able to visit these sensei's lineage and to share the information, I will know more about Chojun sensei or that time or history. So this is Goju-ryu, and Chojun sensei or Gancho sensei and like this. This is Okinawa karate. So before, like my sensei's time, it's quite forbidden to visit different dojo or different style. It's kind of like, it's like respect. Don't talk to them. But now, I think we have more communication part is good. That's why if I have a chance, or I like to make the chance to talk to, let's say, start from the Goju-ryu, I talk to Yagi Dojo, I know some Yagi sensei's family, then I go to another, then I like to just talk about what the Goju is. To means that to share and protect and become like Fuji-san. When you finish it, your heart is beat like this, bum, bum, bum. Please think about your health. Take care of your heart. Then you may relax and bow.